Hello, good morning, YouTube audience, YouTube family. Thank you for joining me. Hi, my name is Bree, and I'm Bree from Bree's High Flyers. And today I am actually participating in a challenge, a 30-day challenge, to allow myself to just turn up and be present on YouTube. I'm a professional, and I'm a therapist by profession. I also run a digital business, but I tend to turn up as a professional. So I'm challenging myself to turn up just as me, being present, which means to me being seen, being heard with value, stripping away and removing, or putting aside, not necessarily stripping away, putting aside. Oh, I've lost. Okay, putting aside my professional hat so that I don't turn up as the polished or perfect or whatever it is professional. And I realized for me that, whoa, that brought some resistance. So I was talking, well, basically, let me tell you how it started. So I was talking to my business mentor on Saturday. And during our conversation, our mentoring session, she highlighted that, well, she had highlighted in the past that I tended to present as resistant at times in the business. And when she had mentioned it before, yeah, it was true that in those, and there were times and moments I'd be uh, resistant. And at that time, I didn't really realize in what way or how this was happening. So I just kind of shelved that. I would feel the resistance even in our sessions and just shelve it because I didn't really know. I have any insight into it. But over the past year, I have become more and more aware and really did some work to understand what that was about. So I made a decision at the last session when I realized during the session that I was feeling resistance. Instead of ignoring it and shelving it, I decided to do something different. I decided to ask her. I let her know, and I asked her, listen, I'm feeling some resistance here. Could I take a minute to process this? And she welcomed it. Yeah, please. And so I decided I took some time to go in, as I do, and just check what this is all about. So I asked myself some questions to help me get some clarity. So I was like, okay, what is this? And why has this come? In what way is this here to serve me? And I'm so glad I asked those questions, and I'm so glad I took that time because the answer came. And the answer was I was experiencing resistance because of a belief that I held. A belief, just a thought that I'd been believing, which was that I have to perform in order to be seen, heard, or valued in the business. Well, this took me by surprise. I was not expecting this at all because I chose this business because it's an attraction marketing business. And attraction marketing works on authenticity. It works on the idea of you turning up as yourself. And so the thought of me performing and, doing something contrary to being authentic just was in conflict to that whole idea of doing attraction marketing business. So noticing and realizing that lie was really helpful, because then during the session I was able to question it and challenge it and let it go. And when I did that, the freedom that came, the relief, I was able to release the resistance. So in releasing that resistance, I realized that, resistance is an emotional pattern. It has been an emotional pattern for me. And it's not intentional. It's not something that I think maybe at some point in time I learned it intentionally. you can learn to be resistant. Maybe if you're in the middle of something where, imagine as a child, you're being asked to do something that you don't necessarily agree with, and internally you're resistant, like, oh, I don't want to do it, I know, but then you go ahead and do it. And over time, you just learn to create that resistance in some way. But if we don't address it, if we don't undo the pattern, it can carry on into adulthood. So I realized that I had an emotional habit of resistance, of creating resistance in certain things. Almost, and the unfortunate thing is that it was turning up in my business, turning up in certain things that I wanted to do, um, things that I wanted to engage in. But because I was resistant, I was not allowing myself to do them. I was not allowing myself to engage or do that stuff. And I was just baffled. Like, why am I not getting up and doing this? Why am I not, but realizing that, yeah, there's resistance at play. And what it is, again, it just reinforced to me that I can make my emotions, I can make my whatever's happening in me work for me. I don't have to fight it. I don't have to avoid it, which again is resistance. I can use it to serve me and work for me. And that's exactly what I did. And that resistance, just being able to acknowledge it, helped me to understand what was going on. And I was able to release it. And from that, I gave myself permission. I was able to give myself approval and permission to turn up as me in the business, to turn up as me in what I do. Yes, I'm a professional. There's nothing wrong with being a professional. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with that, wearing your professional hat. But in this business, it is about authenticity. It's about being yourself. It is about doing the business as you. And I know that as professionals, we can put on the professional hat. We can put on that persona. But I want the freedom to be, to do, and have the experience of just being me as well. And that's what my business allows me to do. So I'm really grateful and fortunate for that. Um, so hence this challenge to just learn or practice. I'm not learning, I'm practicing to turn up as me, talk as me, without the need to perform, the need to, or to perform to some agenda, some standard, some expected way of being, if that makes sense. So here I am, just being me. And funny, yeah, I actually do feel a little bit of resistance, but I'm embracing that. I'm embracing that resistance, and so I'm going to do a little check-in with you here. So, Bridget, what is this resistance here for? How is it serving me? And yeah, I'm going to take a minute to listen. So bear with me. Well, this is just doing something new. And, when you do something new, it comes with uncertainty. I don't know how this is going to be. I don't know how, I don't know much. And that's okay. The thing I know is I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it to my reassurance to myself is I'm doing it. I'm going to do it to my best ability. And I'm going to stay committed to the value of just being present. I value being present. I promote other people's presence in what I do as a therapist, as a therapeutic coach. I'm supporting others to be themselves, to be authentic. So I'm giving myself permission to do the same. And that is it's perfectly safe to do so. It's perfectly okay to do so. I just align that. So thank God I get to practice. And thank you, YouTube, for this platform where I can practice being me. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm glad I did it. And I'll probably come, well, it's a 30-day, it's not a probably. I will be coming again tomorrow to do the same. Um, so I'm also wondering if there are people out there who, maybe you've had desires, maybe you've had a vision or a mission, you have a vision or a mission, but you find you're constantly getting in your way, you're resistant, you're not turning up, you're not, or if you're turning up, you're not fully as you'd like to be, or you're turning up as, you know, another persona or putting on another persona. Yeah, I'm wondering if you have been experiencing any resistance to your mission or vision. And is there any way that resistance can serve you, can help you? Uh, and have you, maybe if you could ask would you be willing to ask the questions of, what is it here for and how can it serve me? I'll be interested to know if you do that and what answers you get. And then what comes of it. So it'd be good to know what you then do with that after that. Okay, so it's a matter of just checking in, asking yourself those questions. It's getting curious, allowing yourself to be curious rather than confrontational with it or controlling. Controlling is when you want to push it away or you want to avoid it, but it's getting curious and asking, acknowledging and asking. I notice that I have resistance. I'm feeling resistance right now. What is this resistance for? What are you here for? How are you here to serve me? How are you happening for my good? How am I experiencing you for my good? So you can ask, you can ask whatever questions you feel led to ask or feel will help you. And let's see if you can, if whatever you're feeling, especially resistance, I'm really keen to hear about the people experiencing resistance, to see if that resistance, if you hear anything and if that resistance has a purpose. Is it something that I'd love to know. I'm not going to speculate. I'd love to know how it's there to serve you. So thank you. Thank you for this space and this time. Thank you for this opportunity to practice. Um, and I look forward to engaging. Please leave some comments. I'd love to know. I'm not looking for criticism. I'm looking for connective, supportive comments. But if you feel you must criticize, hey, you know, I'm not going to fight that either. But I know what I'm committed to. So, hey. So, yeah, it'll be good to know if there's any of you out there who've also been experiencing this emotional pattern and what tools or what ways you're using to support yourself to release that resistance so you can permit yourself or allow yourself to do the stuff that you want to do. I'm sure there's lots of release techniques and tools out there to help people release resistance, but I'd love to know what you're using and how that's benefiting you. And I'll be here tomorrow, God willing. And if there's resistance, we will be releasing and moving forward and going on to release it, and so that we can continue to be present. Thank you for this time. I'm going to end it there today. That's a good place to end. So have a good day, and yeah, let's practice releasing resistance. Okay, well, I look forward to seeing you at the next time. See you then. Bye-bye for now.